I grew up in a small town in the Midwest, always fascinated by the supernatural and the unknown. After graduating from college, I decided to take a road trip across the country in search of inspiration for my writing. One day, while driving through a heavily forested area in the Pacific Northwest, I noticed a sign for a road that led deep into the woods. Curiosity getting the best of me, I followed the road and stumbled upon an old abandoned house barely visible through the trees. Despite feeling an overwhelming sense of dread, I couldn't resist the pull towards the house. I cautiously entered, using a flashlight to navigate the dark interior. The air was heavy with a sense of foreboding, and every creak and groan of the old building made me jump. I was always fascinated by the supernatural and the unexplained, so when I stumbled upon an old abandoned house deep in the woods, I knew I had to explore it. As I entered the house, I couldn't help but feel an overwhelming sense of dread. The air was musty and stale, and the silence was deafening. I made my way through the empty rooms, feeling the weight of the darkness closing in around me. That's when I noticed a strange symbol etched into the floor. It looked like a twisted knot, with jagged lines and sharp angles that seemed to pulse with an eerie energy. As I stared at the symbol, a voice whispered in my ear. "You shouldn't be here," it said. I turned around, but there was no one there. I shrugged it off as my imagination and continued exploring. But things only got weirder from there. The walls seemed to breathe, pulsing with a life of their own. Shadows darted across the floor, and I could hear whispers echoing through the halls. Suddenly, I found myself standing in front of a door that I didn't remember seeing before. It was old and weathered, with rusted hinges that screeched as I pushed it open. Inside, I found a room unlike any other. The walls were covered in strange symbols, and there were strange objects scattered around the room. But what caught my eye was a small, ornate box sitting in the center of the room. As I approached the box, a chill ran down my spine. I felt like I was being watched, like the walls themselves were closing in on me. But I couldn't resist the allure of the box, and I reached out to open it. The moment I touched the lid, a blinding light filled the room. I felt myself being pulled into the box, as if I was being consumed by the darkness. When I woke up, I was outside the house, lying in a field of dead grass. The house was gone, as if it had never existed in the first place. But I knew the truth. Something had let me in, and something had taken me away. Ever since that day, I've been plagued by nightmares and strange occurrences. The symbol on the floor haunts me, and I hear whispers in my ear every time I close my eyes. I know that something is following me, something that I can never escape. As I delved deeper into the history of the house and the strange symbol, I discovered that it was once used for occult rituals by a secret society. The society had disappeared mysteriously, leaving behind only rumors of dark and unspeakable acts. But my research wasn't just limited to books and online articles. Strange things began happening to me after my encounter with the box. I would wake up in the middle of the night, feeling like I was being watched. Shadows seemed to move on their own, and strange whispers filled my ears when I was alone. I couldn't shake the feeling that whatever malevolent force I had unleashed was still with me. And as I dug deeper into the history of the house, I began to realize that my obsession with uncovering the truth was putting me in grave danger. One night, I returned to the house, determined to find answers no matter the cost. As I made my way through the dark and decrepit halls, I felt a sense of dread like I had never experienced before. The air was thick with a sense of malevolence, and every sound made me jump. Then I saw it. The symbol etched into the floor was glowing with an eerie green light, and the box was open once again. I could feel something watching me, something that wanted me dead. I turned to run, but it was too late. I was enveloped by a cold, unnatural darkness. The whispers grew louder and more insistent, urging me to stay, to join the secret society that had once used the house for their dark rituals. But I refused. With every ounce of strength I had left, I broke free from the darkness and ran for my life. As I emerged from the house, I saw that the forest had changed. The trees seemed to be reaching out for me, and the very ground beneath my feet felt like it was alive. I don't know what happened to me that night, but I do know that I'll never forget the horror of what I experienced. And even now, as I write this story, I can feel the presence of something dark and malevolent lurking just beyond the edges of my vision. Who knows what horrors still wait for me, just beyond the veil of the known world.
Thank you for watching this creepy tale. I hope it sent shivers down your spine and made you question the unknown. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more spooky stories that will keep you up at night. We release new content every week, so stay tuned for more bone-chilling tales. And if you have any suggestions for stories you'd like to see in the future, leave them in the comments below. We're always on the lookout for new and terrifying tales to share with our audience. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Sleep tight, and don't let the darkness consume you.